Hello, welcome to my new channel called Radical Catholic. The reason I created this channel is because I just see a strong lacking of any kind of strong culture within the Catholic world, the Catholic communities here in the United States and in the Western world at large. Like when you meet someone or get to know someone, if they never tell you you're Catholic, you could easily just never really know because there aren't like specific things that we do in our day-to-day lives that are specifically Catholic. Not everyone. Obviously some people do, but there's no things that all of us do all the time. Like we used to have things like we used to not eat meat on Fridays. Every Friday, every Catholic didn't eat meat. So you would know that because their Catholic life would sort of conflict with or like overtake their the normal lives of people. So you might know someone and they're like, oh, why aren't you eating that? Oh, what? Oh, you're Catholic, you don't eat meat on Fridays. Oh, interesting. And there was a constant like reminder that you're Catholic. It was a cultural thing. It was something you did. Or we used to not eat at all before Mass on Sunday. Well, now there's like an hour fast, and some people say it's an hour before communion. Some people say it's an hour before the Mass starts. And it was a lot simpler when you just didn't eat before Mass. This was just a thing that you did. It was just part of your life. Not a lot of people just throw it out. I know I've heard people say that the fast doesn't even exist anymore, which isn't true at all. So I created this channel to help foster and to help grow sort of a Catholic identity and culture because it's lacking. And like a Catholic lifestyle should be countercultural. Like there should be things as a Catholic that you don't do that everyone else might be doing. Like, did you know that we don't believe in contraception? Like you shouldn't be using birth control, you shouldn't be using condoms, things like that. And like as far as the like no meat on Fridays fast goes, a lot of people think, oh, well like with Vatican II we just got rid of that. But that's not the whole case. What happened is that they realized that sacrificing meat isn't like doable for everyone or isn't a true sacrifice for everyone because in different cultures maybe they don't eat meat at all or they can't afford meat or maybe they need meat in their diet to stay healthy and to stay alive. So they said they left it up to the Council of Bishops in each country to decide what kind of a Friday sacrifice would work for their culture, for their country. The USCCB, the United States Catholic Conference of Bishops, decided that they don't know what's best in the United States, so they left it up to the people. So that was a great idea. Like actually what they said is that they still strongly encourage you to not eat meat on Fridays, but if that doesn't make sense for you, then you can choose a different Friday sacrifice to supplement the no meat. So what that means is you're still supposed to be giving something up every Friday. And no one seems to know this. Like, no one. I know some people and some priests who are getting back to that and not eating meat on Fridays. But a lot of people think, oh, it's just gone. There's nothing you have to give up on Friday. And you do. You're still supposed to. I think that we should still do meat because it's universal. And it's something that most of us eat meat in our daily lives, but we don't necessarily need to. So it's just a reminder, a sacrifice. And people say, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. You know, it made sense at the time because they rarely eat meat or meat was special or whatever, and nowadays it's just part of our diet. Yeah, so the sacrifice is different, but it's still a sacrifice. It's still super inconvenient. As you know, or as you should know, we still don't eat meat during Lent on Fridays, and it's hard. It's hard to remember. It's a sacrifice. It's just annoying, but it brings you back to that self-sacrifice, that, you know, marrying your sacrifice to God's sacrifice, to Jesus' sacrifice for us. So I strongly encourage you to consider going back to not eating meat on Fridays. However, if that's not practical for you, there are other things you can give up on Fridays. Like maybe you could give up, you know, if there's something you like to drink a lot, like coffee or soda or something like that, you could give up drinking that on Fridays. You know, little things like that you can give up. It's really your choice according to the USCCB. So I encourage you to do meat, but you can choose something. But you are supposed to do something, and no one seems to know this, and I don't know why. Like there's so many things like this that we don't talk about that just really bother me. So that's just one example. So that's what I'll be talking about on this channel because we should stand out as Catholics. Really, whatever your religion is. Like, I mean, if you meet a Muslim and spend a day with them, you'll know if they're devout Muslim, they'll pray 5 different times a day. That's just what they do. If you meet a Jew, they're kosher. They don't eat certain foods and meats and all that kind of stuff. And they're also missing parts of their penises. And I mean, even Mormons have, what do they call it? Some kind of family night where once a week the family gets together and someone in the family gives sort of a teaching, and or maybe they play games. Like, all these things, they have a culture. And Catholics, I feel like we've lost our culture. Like, we don't have anything that we say, oh, we do this because we're Catholic, or as a Catholic I do this. We don't dress any differently, we don't act any differently, our diet isn't any different, like all these things. So I just really, I want to bring it back. I want to create something that says, boom, I can tell you're Catholic because of this. And what do we have? We still have a crucifix. So does anyone wear a crucifix? I don't know. We still have the sign of the cross, but you don't see people doing the sign of the cross in public. My family, we still do. We do the sign of the cross at meals. If we're in a restaurant, we bless our meal. But for the most part, people wouldn't know you're Catholic unless you tell them. Unless it's Ash Wednesday. Then they can tell. Though they might be confused as to why you've got crap all over your face. But then it's a good conversation starter. So let's bring this kind of stuff back. I'm really excited to just unpack the Catholic faith. And like, I just want you to know, like, I don't have a degree in theology. My wife does. She is the one who is knowledgeable, and I'm not knowledgeable. I just think things, and I think things could be better because of this or that, and I might be wrong doctrinally, although I try to stay true to the doctrine. Like, there are things that bug me maybe, but I try to stay true to what the Catholic Church teaches. I just want to know why we do things, and are there things that we can do better so that we can create a Catholic culture. That's all I'm getting at here. So, thanks for watching. Please join me on this journey. And how do you say? Peace be with your spirit.